what's up, man? Welcome back to Spoken Ones, man. We got the vet, JJ, man. Welcome back, dude. How's everything been, bro?
Big chillin'.
Big chillin'. And this is the champ, too, of our fantasy league. Congrats, you know.
Big champ.
Big champ. Big.
No, you can't do that.
I can't, yeah. Thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks. I can't do that. But we were talking about just now, in our league, we do, every time the winner is a champion, he gets to do one rule change. And, you know, he's been having 6, different ones? Or 5 different ones for us to, you know, decide on.
Yes, five serious changes to the league that are all reasonable.
All right.
And I want to have one that's, that's a little fun and maybe that I would personally want to do.
Extra receiver or something?
No, I think it would actually be something with the draft. Would probably be where I'm leaning with. We change some of how we do. I don't like
you
how
get our draft positions. How we get our draft positions.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
But there's clearly an issue that is going to arise. Okay.
And what is that?
Here's what it is. Okay. So we started playing fantasy football. We're in fantasy football. Okay. I think we played 7 seasons of it now.
Pretty much.
Okay. But we didn't always do the rule change. The rule change thing started.
Yeah, when? Like 3
years ago. So there's been 3 rule changes. So what I'm saying is there's a set of rules that everybody agrees upon. And that game is called fantasy football. Right? Now there's the PPR and there's the half PPR and there's the no PPR. Right?
Right.
Okay. So those are the 3 most common changes that people just make generally in leagues, right? But then once you pick those 3, it's pretty much generally the same. Right?
Yeah, like.
And then some people like to make changes, and that's what we're doing, right? So you already made that change. We do PPR, and that's fine. I prefer that over the non-PPR. Especially with having 12 people in a league, I think you have to have it.
You have to have PPR. You need extra points.
But we made another change, and then we made another change on top of that, and then we made another change on top of that, and now it's my turn to make a change. So that's the 4th change that we're gonna make. And now we're gonna have 4
and
more.
It was.
And then hold on, and then you win it next year. Doodle has the ring on his finger. 5 rule changes, and then you know what? I get my 2nd ring. 6 rule changes, right? And then someone who knew that joined the league gets their 1st ring. 7 rule changes.
Yeah, but maybe it's not a rule change.
Now we have
it's a request.
We have everybody has 2 quarterbacks. We have We have 2 running backs, but rushing touchdowns count as 10 points.
So you're saying we're gonna end up making
you have 2 wide receivers and 3 flexes.
God
but one
damn.
of the flexes has to be either a tight end or an individual defensive player.
No.
And you have we have the IDP still, and then we have the kicker and the defensive special teams, and we have this and then we have this rule change here and that rule change there. So you see the problem that's going to rise is eventually
it's going to be like a whole party.
It's going to be Okay. So what I would propose is that if everybody in the league agreed that rules should have a 3-year term limit.
Holy shit.
And what I mean by that is it's not like it's only 3 years and then it's scrapped, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's 3 years and then everybody in the league gets to vote on it.
Hey, man.
And then it's clear majority. You just if you get 7 people out of the 12 to say scrap it, it's gone.
So basically,
it's gone. It's done.
If you're a champion, you become president. Damn near, because you can make a rule and it'll have a 3-year term. Because you're champion. And then when if the other person wins another year,
no.
you can't change it.
You can't make it whatever you want. I think Jordan, as the commissioner, would
have
say,
to approve it.
Would say, I'm gonna have to approve this, or maybe if he wanted to pitch out, he would say, I'm gonna put this to a league.
So he
would vote on it.
He's the Congress.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He would either say, no, we're not doing that, or okay, we're gonna vote on it. And then,
right. Which is they vote for that makes sense.
So, but what all I'm saying is
I like that. But
every,
so that would be
every
your
3 years, your rule gets voted on to be kept or to be scrapped.
So that right there,
and 3 years after it happens, it gets voted on, and if it gets kept, it's there for 3 years, and then after that, it gets voted on again.
I think because that's such a good idea that you should have another rule, another thing that you want to be implemented. Because every 3 years, okay, cool. So what's for these next 3 years you want to do?
So yeah, that's what I'm saying is if everybody wanted to agree that
I like
that should
that.
be a thing.
You have my vote, JG. You have my vote right now.
That would be cool, and then I would. But if people don't agree on that necessarily, like there's not general consensus, then I would be willing to make that my rule change because I think it's that important.
It's fair.
And look,
Super
that
fair.
would mean that we try it out for 3 years, and then we vote on it. And you get to keep voting.
I like that.
You get to keep voting on it.
So what about the past ones that we already have implemented? So we might as well keep it, or no? Well, you can still take it off. Yeah,
because that's the
we
thing
can
is
vote.
it happened 3 years ago, so
We can still vote on it.
No,
You're
it'd be. I think it would be what would it be? I think it would be the extra.
The extra flex has been there for a while.
Yeah, the extra flex.
And defense.
No, I think it went extra. I think it went extra flex.
Extra flex and then
IDP keeper.
IDP keeper. Right.
That's how it went. So we would vote on the extra flex. Which how would you vote on that?
I would. I want to take out the keeper, man.
No, I'm saying how would you vote on extra flex?
I will vote to keep the extra flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for tough people. Extra flex not that bad because that extra flex could give you 9 points. Who knows if you have a really good flex, you could give you fucking 15.
Yeah, I think it's just fun. It is a little. It's harder to do.
It's harder, right?
With 12 people, it would make more sense the less people you have.
To take it out. Yeah.
Yeah. No, to keep it.
If you have less.
If you have less. Because with
that'll be too packed.
No, with a team of 8 people, if you don't have the extra flex, you're gonna have like fucking I don't know. You're gonna have
oh yeah, you're gonna have.
I don't know. You're gonna have like Cortland Sutton on the waiver wire.
I was gonna. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Because you have 8 people with
how many?
2 wide receivers and 1 flex.
Running back
so
and tight end.
8 times 3 is 24. There's only 24 wide receivers in the play, right?
You're gonna have fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know what's it called on the bench though.
That's if everybody's playing a wide receiver.
Yeah, Puka on the bench.
Exactly. So.
No, so I really like that one. So you don't have implement a rule for the next 3 years. You don't have anything. Because that's already, but it's so good that you might have.
Yeah, what I would do right now is I would change the how we do the draft. I don't like how we draft. Well, how we draft right now.
How we draft is really basic.
How you finished in the playoffs last year, the year prior.
Right.
Meaning the winners of so the playoff bracket is 1 through 6, right? The top 6 in the league. So those, how they went, so champion, runner-up, 3rd place, 4th place, 5th place, 6th place, and whatnot. That's how that draft order goes. And then whoever won the loser's bracket gets 7th place pick, and then 8 through 12 just get randomized, right?
What about the 6? You said the 6 and 1 through, I think it's 1 through 5.
No,
right?
1 through 6
is random.
Is because that's the top, no, it's not random. It's the top 6.
Right, yeah, it is the top 6.
That finished in.
But number 1 gets to choose his pick. You gotta choose your pick.
No, I picked first.
Because you want number 1? I think the number 1 has always been you gotta pick your pick. That's what Jordan said.
What?
Yeah.
This is news to me.
Oh really? You haven't heard? Yeah. Gus chose his pick. Gus chose to be I think 4 or 1. I don't know, something like that. But he chose something like that, and Jordan chose his because when he wanted to, he chose his pick.
chose one.
I think so. He got. I don't know. He had a really
Jordan
good
won
pick.
last year.
I think so. I think he did. But I don't remember, man. I'm pretty lost. I could find it. We're on ESPN anyways, but I don't remember.
What, going to our fantasy league?
Yeah, I could go.
You know,
on
I tried to go to it. I think for the league, all of it's gone. They scrapped it.
What do you mean? All about history?
Well, you can go to the. Can you see the draft? I don't think you can see.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You can see the record.
You can see the record. You can see who won.
I mean, so yeah, you got a free pick, basically. Yeah, that's been.
No,
I think that's been the first rule implemented, literally. I think that was first gets to. But I agree with you. The way we get our pick, it should. Because you said we should all play basketball for it. I think it should be a fair.
No.
Because Chris.
No, not all play basketball. My thing was, and I heard this way back was, and we could do this. So, however you finished last year, right?
Yeah.
Meaning champion first, last place 12th, all of that.
Okay.
How the playoffs finished, right? That's how the draft order goes, but not for the fantasy draft order. We get to draft WNBA players.
What are you saying, dude?
Okay. And whoever's player scores the most pick, you get the first selection of where you want to be. It's not like you pick first, because then look, people will be like, oh, I don't want the first pick, so I'm going to pick somebody who's a bench warmer who doesn't even get off the bench and doesn't even play, so I get 0 points and I pick it like 12th because I want to pick later on. Because I kind of like picking later. So you pick your WNBA player, and then whoever's WNBA player scored the most points on a given weekend or whatnot, that person gets first selection of the position that they want to draft in, and so forth and so forth. What do you think of that?
No, I don't get a vote for that. No, I don't vote for that. I think it should be a fair.
How is that not fair?
I mean, WNBA draft.
And you do a little bit of research. See if Caitlin Clark is hurt. If she's healthy.
And everyone gets one pick. Like they choose their one.
I'm the champ. I get to pick anybody. I go Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Boom.
She has 40 points.
Caesar gets second pick because he lost in the championship.
And she can guess this girl, Sarah, whatever. The Sabrina. I don't know. Sabrina. I don't know. Sabrina. That's her name.
Sabrina.
So yeah, I guess Sabrina. And what? If you get 40 points and I get what 35, what you're leading
and then nobody else got 35. I would pick whatever position 1 through 12 that I want to pick at.
And then I will have to choose.
Then you would get to pick anyone except the one that I picked.
I feel like we should all play a game of like, I don't know, of darts. And
No.
whoever's the closest. You know, something fair that can each test
No.
everyone's non-physical ability.
What I'm doing is
non-physical
fair.
ability.
What I'm doing is fair.
You think so?
I think it's fair.
It has to be, I don't know, we all have to beat each other in a game of chess or something, you know, or we all, but something non-physical because it doesn't test anything. Most athletic man's gonna win all the time. We should all do something that can test our brain power and see equally who deserves the top pick based on our brain. Because we are playing a game of strategic. We have to find the right player that will be healthy throughout the whole year, you know. I don't know, what do you think about that? I don't know, I'm not the champion, but I will do something like that. Like something like laser tag. You know, something that, I don't know, something that could test everyone's mental ability.
But then it becomes a physical contest.
It won't. That's what I try to prevent. I don't want a physical contest, you know, because people, Mike is gonna win all the fucking time, you know. Like, what do you think? Like we should all, you know, the sack. You know the sack. You throw in a little circle. Cornhole. That's what it's called. Just you know, something equal. We all throw. I don't know, something equal like that. Something fair and equal. What do you think? No. I don't know. I something like fair for everybody. Like let's get freaking Chris as the first pick or something, or I don't know. But I don't know. You're the champion. You know, you get to decide anything you want. And I was gonna bring up, you know, the draft, the Giants,
How about champion decides the method?
yeah, hey, so, Eric, shut up. That's,
No,
I get it.
no. We could also do, you know what bocce ball is?
Bocce ball.
Bocce ball is these Italians play it.
Ooh,
The
is
Italians
it's the
play
one you scrape the bottom of the floor?
No, that's
Oh, wiffle ball, right? That's
no,
wiffle ball.
No, that's curling.
That's
on
curling.
ice.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What I'm talking about is these were played on like grass or clay or whatnot. But you have like it's maybe a little bit bigger than a ping pong ball, but it's small, and I think it's also probably made of clay, like it's ceramic, right?
Uh-huh.
And you toss that like out into the field. It's like a big lawn or clay like field,
What the
right?
hell?
You toss that out, and then there's two teams or two individuals. I think you each have 4 balls, and you have to try to throw these big clay balls. They're probably like that big, around.
Uh-huh.
And you have to try to throw those at the white ball, and I think it's without touching it. I think, and whoever is closest gets a point. And if you have 2 closer, then the other team is closest, and you get 2 points, and so forth. So you can play bocce ball for it.
That's what I recommend. Something like that. Something easy for everybody.
Something like that.
That's fair for everyone.
Play bocce ball.
You look at bocce ball for your people. Bocce like that?
Yeah, just spell it like that. Ball. Okay, it's BOCCE.
Oh, BOCCE.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't know what this is. That's not the one with the it goes have the thing like that.
Go to video.
And you knock it in.
Go on the videos.
I'm gonna show you guys a video right now on the screen. Don't worry about it.
I got a bocce ball kit too. I've never used it. It's been sitting in my closet for a decade.
What the hell? And this is Italiano.
There was a hotel I'd stayed in Orlando that had a bocce ball for it.
Okay, so I have seen this before. I knew it. So basically, dang, they taught us this in elementary. They taught me in elementary. So don't you throw the ball to where you want to hit it out? Or that's how it is?
Yes. Yeah, you throw the white ball. The Polino ball.
The Polino ball, what is that, the green one? Oh, the colored balls? How about we throw a football and see who goes the furthest?
We do 4 versus 4.
You do 4 versus 4? Holy shit. Oh, so that's how you play it. How about we throw the jack far as shit and no one knows where it is except you? Or except the commissioner, or I don't know. Except someone. I mean, we're just throwing it randomly.
See, playing it on grass like that,
It's pretty good.
It's a little dumb.
Why? Because you can't see it.
Yeah, you can't see it. But I played it when I was introduced to it was playing it on clay. Or like on a dirt, like kind of like baseball, like infield, kind of like clay and whatnot.
Oh, how about we play freaking cards for it? Walking poker. No?
I still really like my WNBA.
Really? But you know where I'm going at, right? I want like a game that you have to use your brain to get your pick, dude. You know?
WNBA is using your brain. It's not physical at all. What are you talking about?
I know, but that's a little bit far fetched. You know, your WNBA draft. And I don't know. I don't know if people are gonna. I don't know. Because if you want my vote, you gotta intrigue us. The idea seems pretty a little bit wild, but I like where you're going. You know, I like where you're going. I like it. I mean, we need more ideas like that. Like that's fair for everyone. But I was going to say, what do you think about this year's draft?
NFL draft?
NFL draft. What do you think about it? And I forgot.
I mean,
What's your favorite team? I'll be forgetting.
my favorite team is the Dolphins.
Okay.
From what I was listening to, people just said this was a overall weak draft.
Get the fuck out of here.
Overall, that it was going to be a big offensive line, defensive line draft, big running back draft, and outside of that, it was very outside of the first 3 picks.
Oh yeah.
That it wasn't really anybody generational special or anything like that.
We got freaking. We really have an A+ grade in our draft.
Who's we?
The Giants.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is you had the top 3 picks, so you got one of the very generational, whatnot, whatever word you want to say.
Directional talent.
As a Dolphins fan, I was a little upset with our pick.
Who do you guys get?
We got a defensive tackle. Man, I think his last name is Grant.
Grant.
No, Grant.
Oh, Grant.
I'm not even sure if that's his last name. He was from Michigan. I don't
what
think.
pick were you guys?
I don't think we were 13.
Let me see here.
And I don't think we were.
Perfect is right here.
What's his name?
Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, there you go. Kenneth Grant. I don't think Kenneth Grant was anywhere near the 13th best player in the draft. I think there was many players.
Yeah, he was number 4th in his position, 27th overall.
Well, that's what ESPN says. I just don't think he was the best overall talent-wise, not just looking at any positions. Yes, we needed defensive tackle, but I think you take the best available at that moment, and I was screaming.
Yeah, that's what all these GMs do. They just take flat out the best.
I was screaming Tyler Warren, who is the pick right after. Tyler Warren. I was when the Dolphins.
Man, yeah, they were talking about this guy.
Tyler Warren.
From Penn State,
Tyler Warren.
Shit, he's 6'6".
And
the best tight end in
the Dolphins passed on us.
And who do you guys run? You guys got freaking Mike Gesicki and Jonathan Smith still?
Well, we have Johnny Smith. Mike Gesicki hasn't been on the team for a couple of years.
Yeah, you guys had a tight end.
Patriots and the Bengals. So we still have Johnny Smith. So, but this guy is.
He's by far.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
He was there at 13, and we could have gotten him, and we went with.
His players comp is Greg Olsen.
We went with filling a position and reaching for a guy. We rarely were crazy on him. We should have tried to trade down because he might have. If we didn't take him, maybe he goes all the way to the 2nd round. I don't know, but he's,
maybe.
Yeah, it was a reach for picking him at 13. And then look, what we did after that was all right. I was fine with that, but we fucked up the 1st round pick, man.
Yeah, because the defensive tackle, they usually get that like in the 2nd round.
No, I mean there's
unless there's a standout ones. Unless there's standout.
I mean,
there's another
look
one.
at Derek Harmon. Look at Derek Harmon. Like everybody's saying he was the 1st round pick. Then who was the first rated defense tackle? You know what? Maybe there was one drafted before him. Was there?
Mason
Grant.
With the 5th pick.
There you go.
Oh shit, yeah, this guy's fucking good. I saw videos of this guy.
He wasn't even the best defensive tackle on his team when we took him with the 1st round pick.
That's crazy.
Because he was from Michigan too, the guy.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. He's got this. Oh damn. Did you guys get any offense this draft?
You can do it by team. I think. Teams. Dolphins. MIA.
Grant.
And then we got an offensive guard. Yeah. And then we got another defensive tackle. And then we got a corner. And then
you guys focus on defense.
Yeah. So we got a running back.
Is Tyree coming back?
I think his ass. I don't like that.
You guys got Quinn Ewers. Hey, that's
Quinn
a good
Ewers
one. That's a decent one.
Whatever.
He could end up nice.
Yeah.
He could end up nice later.
Yeah. He ain't winning the Super Bowl. And
Okay,
we got
that's good.
Zeke Biggers, another defensive tackle. So we got
Dude, you guys barely got any
defensive
offense,
tackles. We
dude.
just got big bodies, man. Fucking.
I I mean, if you would have took, if
Hope
you
it
would
works
have,
out, man. I hope it works out. I hope it plays out.
and we got to do Howard Holland from the Dolphins, our safety, free safety.
Javon Holland.
Holland,
Yeah.
Let's get it, dude. Is he still good? Because I really.
I really liked him. I'm upset that he's not on the Dolphins anymore.
That guy's a beast. You guys should have got that tight end, man. That would have been a B plus. Yeah, I would say B plus if you guys would have got that tight end. There's a B.
Take the tight end, and then go guard, defensive tackle,
And the quarterback, it's not bad.
You take 2 defensive tackles.
You need to see your safety because this guy could replace the guy that you just 5'11". Who knows? I don't know.
Dante Trader Jr.
Holy shit, dude! I guess it's developmental guys.
Yeah,
you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's not bad. It's not bad. I was gonna go on fantasy and check, but it's just like I don't know. It's not working right now. So that would be your. I'll vote for that. Not gonna lie. And I was gonna bring up my thought experiment. Are you ready to hear this out?
I'm ready to hear your thought experiment.
I call it mind benders.
Okay.
Mind benders with Eric. So, quantum immortality is the idea that every time you die, your consciousness jumps not to heaven or to hell, but to the nearest reality where you survived from your perspective. From the nearest reality where you died. From your perspective, you never die. You just keep waking up in timelines where you barely made it. I don't understand that last part, but where it says you barely made it, I understand where it says you keep waking up on timelines, on different timelines. Like you end up dying as an old man, or I don't know, you died in an accident, and you just wake up and wake up gaining consciousness in a young child's body, or something like that.
That's baby that's being born.
Or when you gain,
but you don't have consciousness really yet.
Not yet. You're not aware yet. You're not self-aware until later. So that's what I'm thinking. When I was reading this, that's what I was thinking about. Like, oh shit, maybe like that. So but there's a guy, it shows an example, it says, this is a man named Franz Salik, a man who should have died multiple times. In 1954, his train derailed into an icy river. 17 people drowned and he didn't. The year after, he was sucked out of a plane and landed in a haystack. Then, years after, he died. He was in a bus crash and a car explosion. And finally, he won the lottery. From his perspective, he never died. And I've heard of this guy before. I was watching, Rhett and Link, like the Good Mythical Morning stuff. They were speaking on this man. So I think the story was he landed in a haystack, and then years after he's been in multiple accidents, and then he just goes in a gasoline station, puts in money, and he wins the lottery. He puts in like a ticket, and he wins the lottery.
Because he knows the numbers.
Because what?
Because he knows the numbers, right?
I don't know. He just played random numbers, and he won.
Why did he win? I don't understand the significance.
But I don't know the example. It's from his perspective, he never died. That's what. But I don't get that part. But that's a good a little story about that man this dude never died. But that's what quantum immortality is. I kind of understand what it's saying and shit a little bit. Like every time you die, you're in another body experiencing life or whatever,
and you have no recollection
of your past reality. You have no recollection.
And that's just been going on forever and ever and ever, and you always come back human.
No, and it ends up like we were also talking about the egg theory. It ends up like that. Like you just become with all this experience. You just become like.
So this is reincarnation. What's the
it could kind of, but in the quantum sense, you're like jumping in different.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. In the quantum sense, we're jumping, And in the reincarnation sense, how were we doing it? What was the method we were doing it in the reincarnation method?
I don't know. It's got to be some sort of.
Because I said this is called what? Quantum
immortality. That's what.
Quantum immortality. Okay.
Yeah. So
and then I said so. When you took a little bit of time to explain it, and then I said so reincarnation, and you said
kind of
no because we're jumping. What is the jumping? And in the reincarnation, wouldn't you just say the same thing? You just jump to another body because there's no method to explain how the energy transfer happens.
Sometimes reincarnation, you could purposely reincarnate in a different body.
It teleports. The energy teleports, or like it travels.
Travels, more like traveling.
So you die, it should just woof. It's like where's the next baby that's popping out somewhere? And it's like there's one.
The next baby that's popping out. I don't know.
And that's how it works.
I don't know if it works like that. I don't know if it would jump.
I need to know that's the vessel or method as to which the energy transfer is taking place.
I'm guessing it's because you've also heard of like the what's that called? God damn it, the multiverse or whatever. Like you living in different. What if you just jump into yourself into a different like universe though?
Yeah, I think there could be different universes. I think there could be different realms or realities or whatnot where they could be very similar to us, but they have maybe different laws of physics, whatnot.
So that's 100%.
So that would be a different universe because universe is everything where the laws of our physics apply everywhere. Once you get out of that, there's somewhere else where it's different laws of physics. That's not our universe anymore. That's a different universe.
But something has changed.
Yeah, but there could be different ones outside of ours. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
And there could be several of them. Yeah.
And do you believe that you have like different versions of yourself in those universes, or is that different?
Depends on how many there are. Of myself, no.
No, you don't believe that part?
Myself, no.
You believe is
none of me.
You believe like a different, like you're black in a different universe or something?
No.
No?
No. I don't think me is only here. We are just stardust, Eric, that just congealed
into a mass
and formed into a certain way that can recreate itself and self-multiply. Because you start out as a little tiny baby, little sperm that's fucking. You couldn't even see it if it was on the tip of your finger, right? And that multiplies and self-multiplies into a 6'4" fucking gentleman here. So
you're saying that in a universe,
and all of that is just stardust, all of that.
And it cannot be. You can't. So you're saying in a different universe, you won't see yourself.
Organisms are multipliers, self-multipliers of. I was gonna say inorganic material, but of a collection of things that make organic compounds that can self-multiply. And stars are also multipliers of you could say of mass. What I mean by that is, so when the universe first started, it was just a collection of gases, and some of the gases would get closer and closer together, and they would form stars. And this gas is mostly hydrogen, so the hydrogen would build up in the star until it was so dense with hydrogen that they couldn't fit any more hydrogen in the star. And they would fuse together and form helium, because hydrogen just has one proton. So if you fuse two of them together, now you have 2 protons and 2 electrons and all of that. And now it's not hydrogen anymore. Now it's called helium. It's going to behave differently. Behaves differently because It has a different amount of protons and electrons,
Right.
and that's why we name it differently.
Right. Because it's different.
Yes, everything is electrons, really, when you break it down. But, so then the same thing would happen with helium, and then there couldn't fit any more of that, and then it would start to fuse together, and you get third, which is lithium. Same thing would happen with lithium, you get fourth, which is beryllium, and so forth and so forth and so forth, all the way until 26 on the periodic table, which is iron. And iron, since it is so dense as a molecule, when I say so dense, it has now 26 protons and 26 electrons and all this and whatnot. So it's getting a little more dense. It's still very small as an atom. I'm just talking about one atom. But atomically, it's much more dense than, let's say, hydrogen.
Yeah.
That only has one of all of those. And the iron is so dense atomically that it can't fuse together anymore. And so the iron just builds up inside of the star and builds up inside of the star and builds up inside of the star until it gets so heavy that it can't hold its own weight and it collapses on itself and it goes kaboom, which is called a supernova. And then everything in that supernova makes the elements 27 and afterwards, cobalt and afterwards, happens in that explosion. So every element, every atom of carbon, which is 6, which is below 26, remember the cutoff is 26.
26.
Every atom of carbon, which is what organic life is based out of, was made by fusion processes inside of a star and then expelled by the explosion. Every atom of it.
What the fuck?
And then every atom of, let's say,
That's got the fantasy of.
argon. No, not argon. Krypton, I think.
Krypton?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. Google Krypton atomic number. I think it's 56. KRY. KRY.
It's good. I'll search this up. Atomic.
There you go. So that would work. Every atom of that was made when the star exploded. Every atom of it.
A chemical. Trace events in the atmosphere and is often used with other gases.
Google how are krypton atoms made? No, that's not what I asked. How are krypton atoms?
How are krypton
atoms made?
How are krypton's atoms made? Are naturally produced through a few main processes: fractional distillation of liquid air, uranium fission, and nuclear reactors, and neutron-induced reactions with cosmic rays. Holy. Bless you. Bless you.
Wait, go back.
Oops.
Okay, this is like how they're formed on Earth.
Mm. But we're trying to, how they're formed in the lab. As you're trying to.
No, I'm saying like, how did that, like, they're talking about like, they get it out of the air, they're mining it, they're using byproducts of uranium fission to get it. I'm talking about like how the atom itself was made.
Look, krypton atoms are primarily formed in space through supernova explosions. These explosions create immense energy needed to smash together lighter atoms, resulting in the formation of heavier elements like krypton.
The bang.
Supernovas are the primary source of krypton in the universe.
Is this not what I?
You just said that.
What I said?
You just said that.
It's just all up here. It's just all up there, man.
And also home planet of Superman.
That's where Krypton comes from.
Yep. Supernova explosions.
Google Krypton etymology. Etymology is going to be like E-T-Y-mology.
E-T-Y-mology.
Greek?
Greek, that's what it's saying? I can't see Greek, it says Greek. Yeah, it sounds Greekish.
Mine?
Yeah, sure.
Krypton's name
From
comes from the
kryptos.
Greek word kryptos, which means hidden or concealed. Ah,
Why is
that's
that?
why they named it that, because they discovered the element in liquefied air.
Liquefied air.
Look, they just took air and cooled it, because there's a certain point at which air is going to, when it gets to a certain, it's a gas.
Uh-huh.
If you cool the gas,
Uh-huh.
it becomes a liquid, and then if you keep cooling the liquid, it becomes a solid, right? So there's a certain point at which it's gonna. So they took the air and condensed the air, condensed the
environment by which it was.
vapor from the air, and in that was krypton, the 36th element. I was a little high on it. What was I thinking? Is it argon? What's argon? Google argon chemical atomic number. Argon atomic number. That's 56 or 54.
18.
What am I? Well, I'm tripping. It's helium. Neon, argon, krypton,
Look.
xenon, radon was what I was thinking of. Radon is what I was thinking of. And xenon's 54, radon's 86. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm tired of staring at that, man. I had to stare at that all semester long.
And like space has all these elements, right? Most
What
of
I'm
them.
saying is, go to iron. 26, right there.
Okay.
Fe. So, everything below that, right? Like where that thing where you said, where you Googled how is Krypton made in space and it said supernovas, right?
Yeah.
Everything iron and below, if you type in that same question but insert whatever element, 26 or below, it'll say made inside of a star.
Wow.
By fusion processes. By all of these lighter ones that are slightly lighter than it, fusing together. So hydrogen fuses together, it makes helium. Then hydrogen and helium, or heliums together, are fusing together. They're making lithium and they're making beryllium. Then all of that's happening. Now we're fusing together, making boron, we're making carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, what's that one? Vanadium, chromium, magnesium, and then we get to iron. And iron, since it's so heavy atomically, it can't fuse together. Or cobalt, essentially, technically. Cobalt with 27 is too heavy atomically to be able to reach that via fusion processes inside of a star. The energy is not there. So the iron just builds up and 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 builds up until the sun explodes, supernova, and you get everything, as far as we know, all the way up to uranium. Or plutonium, sorry. Maybe plutonium. Yeah. As far as we know. Maybe naturally occurring. Maybe we know that these ones are naturally occurring. We just can't find them. I don't know. Or maybe they're not on Earth. I don't know. But yeah, that's how everything's made. Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck? Interesting.
You know where I learned that?
School.
Not in school.
No, in a book.
Not in the Bible.
Not in the Bible.
I learned it on YouTube. YouTube
On
University,
YouTube.
man. I got a 4-year degree at least in
Get the hell out of
from
here.
YouTube University. At least. There's a lot of very valuable stuff on YouTube.
Get the fuck out of here, man. YouTube?
YouTube.
Looks like this fantasy shit is not working. This is my other account.
Fuck that fantasy shit.
Whatever. The freaking champion JJ, dude. Congrats on your championship.
Yeah.
guess that's been the spoken ones. We'll see you. Oh, we'll see you in the draft. We'll see. We'll have a live stream.
We'll have a live stream for the draft.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's gonna have their own. Everyone's gonna come in. The champion. You want to be the first or last? You want to be. Obviously, you want to be the first.
It's gonna be at my house, so it's gonna be hard for me to be last.
So, this is taking place in the JJ household.
I'll see if I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the camera crew. So, so I can still do that, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you're gonna come in. I'm gonna have you come in. JJ the champion. I'm having it set up, dude. Really nice. So
I'm ready for it.
All right, you're gonna have a get up. Like, you have a get up.
Well, I'll have something on.
Okay. All right.
I won't be in my fucking underwear.
I should get a podium. I don't know how. I want to get a podium. That's
so
fine.
that we can announce the picks. Or we should get a board so that we don't even need the.
That's
and
what
Jordan
you
can
said
just
that.
manually
You said
input
that.
it. Go on Amazon right now. Go on Amazon.
Oh, like a
And just Google.
dry erase board.
No. Well, yeah, we could just do it without it. It'd have to be really big.
Yeah, it has to.
But Google, don't do Google that. Google 2025 fantasy football draft board kit. It's gonna be like
I know what you mean.
It's gonna be like
what's it say again?
It's gonna be like $100 for a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Oh no, on Amazon.
Oh, it's on Amazon.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. I've seen one. I've seen some good ones.
Type this in exactly, okay? 2025
2025
fantasy football
fantasy football
draft board kit. No way it's $28. There's no way.
Is it? I don't know if it doesn't have the rookies,
yeah,
right?
click
Right.
on it. Click on it. You could, I guess it has
We'll write that.
It has a bunch you could write in. Why does it have Will Lutz going to everybody in the first round is taking Will Lutz?
Who's Will Lutz?
He's a kicker.
What the fuck?
I'm already okay. Hold on. Includes 300.
I want to see real pick. Okay, so that's how it looks. Jalen Hurts, Sam Howell. It has to be It has to look something like not the rectangle, but like half a part of that. Half a part of the window. I don't know if there's got to be reviews of this, like pictures of other people having this. See, I was thinking about something like this, but bigger. But and we write it down. No, there's no reviews.
Wait, click on that one where you write it down. Should you write it on?
It looks super small though. Oh, it's coach's dry erase board. But look, this is it. Huh? Something like that, but something.
Those are stickers. Those are a bunch of stickers. And how much are those?
This is pretty expensive.
How much are they?
$50.
I mean, yeah, it's right.
It's not bad. I want to see people. Is that a middle finger? Oh, dude. Someone needs to get. I want someone to get a fucking championship ring or someone, and every winner gets to keep the ring for the whole year.
You're gonna have to resize it every time.
Or this. Look at that.
Oh, no, fuck the boat. No.
Or
Buy
a
your own
trophy.
ring.
Or a
Buy your
trophy.
own
How about a
ring.
trophy?
Buy your own ring. You got money, buy your own ring.
I'm winning, and I'm gonna buy a trophy for us
Yeah.
when I win. I'm not gonna do it for you guys. You guys are gonna freaking have to buy your own trophy. Look at this trophy. You guys want a freaking trophy like that? All right, wait, you guys don't want that? Don't tell them I'm the only one. No way, I'm the only one. So you don't want a freaking championship trophy like that? Whatever, dude. Nice trophy. If you look, yourself sitting down or you on the phone. I don't know, dude. Whatever. Look at this championship apparel. You don't want a jacket?
I want to see how much they sell that jacket for.
No.
What do they sell that jacket for? Where do they sell that $50, $60 for a jacket? No, click on the jacket.
Look, it doesn't let me click. I'm gonna copy this.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is that.
Oh, no, it's like a picture of an ad for the company. It's not. It's not a link.
Don't worry, we find it in 3 seconds. Dude, so you're saying you don't want to? This is $200. This is crazy. Or how about a championship chain?
Dude, this is like random teams that have won national championships. They got the UConn woman.
Fantasy right here.
Show me a jacket.
Oh my god.
Fantasy champion jacket. Fantasy champion jacket. Champion apparel fantasy jacket.
Oh, 123.
123. Dude,
Well,
I said 50 because I was being nice.
If you win,
I
how much
was
do
going
you
to say
get?
$100.
Damn.
I was going to say $100.
I'm not spending a quarter. I'm not spending a quarter of my championship earnings.
Click on it. Click on it. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
Hey, but that's nice.
Fantasy
man.
Jocks.
Look at that.
Store.
Oh.
Fantasy Jocks. The company is Fantasy Jocks. Fantasy Jocks. You guys are fucking.
Dude,
slimy.
120.
You guys are slimy.
It's
fucks.
probably good quality, and it's probably been,
Nah.
I don't know.
Nah.
123 is crazy.
Comfort and quality of fantasy football, made with high quality materials for maximum comfort. Get the fuck out of here with your $123
nah.
fantasy football champion jacket. Get
Dude,
the
that is
fuck
insane.
out of here. How many people have reviewed it? How many reviews does it have?
I think nothing. Small business. That's what it says.
No reviews?
No reviews. No reviews.
0 reviews.
I wonder why.
Wow.
I guess I'll get the ring, dude. Whatever. Look at these trophies. $22 for this awesome ass trophy. Look how cheap are these trophies. And you're saying the league doesn't want to get this. Look at this trophy. It's cool with a dude. Oh, he's in the shitter. Never mind. Look at this fucking trophy, man. Huh? Oh, it's pretty small. But that's, I don't know. If I'm champion, dude, that's what I'm doing, bro. I'm buying something, or I might buy myself a ring, whatever, so you guys don't want to do it. You saw the Three Musketeer thing? What the fuck? But yeah, man. That's the video. Thanks, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. We'll catch y'all in the fantasy, actually. Well, no, there's gonna be another video till then.
There'll be
Just a
ones
couple
in
months.
between it.
Yeah, there'll be ones in between the fantasy. That will be probably, I might go live on YouTube, maybe. Maybe. Yeah. All right, guys. See you. We're out.